Hello, friends. I'm Brian, and this is Gizmo Board Games. Today, I am doing my 10-year look back, which is a series I've been doing for the last couple of years now, I think, where I look back at games from 5, 10, 15 plus years ago that I enjoy, I want to play, expansions, etc. So we're looking back 10 years ago today to 2015. And 2015 is a great year for me. You know why? Because that's when I really seriously got into the hobby and heard about all the games and really looked forward to getting my hands on some of them. And so just a year that I've experienced. I can't say I played the most games from that year. I don't know. I probably might have. But it's definitely the year I got into learning more about games, following along the hobby, and really setting my sights on trying to play whatever I could. So with that, let's go ahead and get into this video talking about 2015, starting with my favorite games from that year. And despite having played a good handful of them, at this point, a lot of them I think are decent games. But as far as like my favorite games from 2015, I'm going to start up with one of them that helped to get me in the hobby, and that's Pandemic Legacy Season 1. I really enjoyed Pandemic. It was one of the games that brought me in the hobby. And when I heard about this Legacy game, I had to get my hands on it. And we did. Played through this campaign twice now. Enjoyed it both times. Obviously, the second time through, there weren't as many surprises for me. But for my friends I played it with, it was nice to share that journey with them again. And I'd be happy to go through this Legacy, this campaign, whatever you want to call it, again with a new team. Would not bother me at all. I really enjoyed Pandemic Legacy Season 1. One of my favorite play experiences, and twice even. I've enjoyed, like I said, both times playing through that in the group. One of my favorite games of all time, right over my shoulder, came out in 2015. Not the original Viticulture. I never played the original Viticulture. But Viticulture Essential Edition, the edition that put all the pieces together and became this thing you must have if you like worker placement games, and if you got a minor interest in wine or Stonemaier games or whatever you want to call it. But Viticulture Essential Edition, I heard so many great things about, knew I would like it, picked it up, and I really enjoy this one as well. I know it's got some knocks against it, but they don't bother me any at all. One of my favorite, still to this day, games of all time is Viticulture, the Essential Edition specifically. A newer favorite to this list, I heard a lot about Garphill games, specifically Raiders of the North Sea, amongst others. But this game, I just really enjoy Raiders of the North Sea, playing through as Vikings, the unique worker placement where you're going to basically take 2 worker placement actions on every turn. The first action is placing a worker and taking that action. And the second action is pulling a different worker that had previously been placed and taking the action of that location. Or you're going out and pillaging villages to earn loot and points. And that also drives the end game, because as enough places or things get looted with the Vikings, that leads to the end game. A lot of fun playing Raiders of the North Sea. I really enjoy it. It's a simple game mechanism for the most part, with a lot of variability and good thinkiness in action decisions. And one of the first games I picked up is another Viking worker placement game. I think 2015 was around when Vikings were huge. Blood Rage, I believe, came out in that year as well. So it's just a big Viking year, I guess 2015 was. I've not played Blood Rage, but I have played Champions of Midgard. I really enjoy Champions of Midgard. I have everything that came out for the game. A little mix of Euro and Ameritrash, because you're using the Euro placement to get the resources and get the Vikings you need to send out to try to defeat the enemies to get the points. And so the defeating the enemies part is the Eurotrash part, because that's where you're just chucking your Viking dice and trying to win victories. And since then, I've gotten the expansions, and I really enjoy the Valhalla expansion because it mitigates the bad luck with the dice rolls by giving you Valhalla tokens to use to purchase things that are going to help you along. Because there are some games of Champions of Midgard where if you have a couple bad turns early, you are so far out of it, you're never coming back. And that was disappointing. But that's it for my most favorite games of 2015. A lot of good games in that year for sure. But those are the 4 I really wanted to pull out and talk about specifically as my favorites. As far as my favorite expansions, well, I browsed quite a few pages on Board Game Geek from 2015 and didn't come across a single expansion I've played from that year. That doesn't mean they don't exist. That just means I didn't come across it when I was scanning through the pages looking for something. So nothing for the expansions from 2015, but some good games. Speaking of good games, these are the games I want to play from 2015, starting with one game that I wanted to play literally from the time I started following the hobby and still haven't played, and that is Through the Ages, A Story of Civilization. I really like history. I like civilization-style games. I love the theme concept of this game. The one thing I heard about it is it's just a lot going on, and it's pretty complex. So I've never picked it up and got my hands on it. A couple times I almost did, but I never did. I don't think this one has a solo mode either. I'll have to double check, but I'm pretty sure that was another thing kind of holding me back. But mostly I was just afraid of it being as much as people say it is, and it being just too much for me to want to try to pick up and teach. So haven't got my hands on it yet, but it's one of those ones that from day one I want to try for sure. One I've heard about recently from 2015 is Grand Austria Hotel. I forget who does this one, but I know it's similar to some other games I really enjoy, like Lorenzo Il Magnifico, I think. And in that vein of games, Grand Austria Hotel, I've heard a lot of great things about, haven't played it yet. Another recent one I want to pick up and play is The Gallerist. I've really gotten myself into Vital Lacerda games. You can see over my shoulder a rack of them, but The Gallerist is not one of them. I have recently played House of Fado, and apparently that's kind of The Gallerist, but simplified down, and I really enjoyed that one. So now that I've played that one and really enjoyed it and heard that it is similar in vein to The Gallerist, I really want to play The Gallerist and check that one out. So that's on my want to try list as well. One I know less about, but I remember hearing quite a bit of good things about it, is Iki, IKI. I just want to get to know this game more too, because I don't know a lot about it, but I know a lot of people talk about it. And the last game I want to play from 2015 is one of my Grail games, because I've heard so many good things about it. It's, I guess, out of print, really hard to come by. It's Shakespeare, and I'm a theater geek as well. I enjoyed reading Shakespeare in high school, and so I'm just really interested in checking this one out. It's another one I don't know a whole lot about either, other than I know people have talked it up a lot of great things, and it's really hard to get. So that kind of piques my interest as well, as far as, man, I really want to get my hands on that one and try it too, if for no other reason than it's hard to get. And a couple expansions I want to try from 2015 that I haven't tried yet is Orleans The Invasion, which I believe is the cooperative / solo way to play it. And I really enjoy Orleans, so I really want to get my hands on Invasion and really all the expansions and add them to my experience with Orleans. And then a cute little family game I really enjoy. I don't know much about the expansion, but Takenoko Chibis, I think, brings baby pandas into the game, and my kid loves pandas. I'm sure she would love it if I found this one and added it to the game. She hasn't played Takenoko in a while, but I imagine if I got a baby pandas version of the game, she would definitely want to get that one to the table a lot more. So that's Takenoko Chibis. And that's my video here. A real quick one. Look back at 10 years ago. It's hard to believe. I've been kind of in the hobby for 10 years now, playing, collecting games, and enjoying doing so the whole time. So been a great look back at 2015. I'm sure I've missed plenty of things, so let me know in the comments below some of your favorites from 2015 and whether I ignored them for my list or I haven't played them, haven't thought about them. Let me know in the comments below what your favorites are from the year. Thumbs up if you like this video. Subscribe to see my next video. I try to get one video out every week, and I look forward to seeing you next time.